all back.
Are we going?
We're
Yeah.
going.
Okay, first and foremost, I'm very happy to say this. I'm very proud of what we're doing here. You know what? Let's move this out of the way because I don't want any confusion.
Just take the label off.
Yeah, for sure. Because me and Mike and Adrian, we have decided to sponsor Miller Lite.
We are sponsoring Miller Lite.
You heard it right. We are going to sponsor them. We don't want them to sponsor us because they do so much for the community. We want to give back and we want to sponsor them. So I will always buy Miller Lite and support them that way. And we will only drink Miller Lite on this podcast.
Right. And I don't care that it tastes like water bread.
Come on, man. That's our sponsor, baby.
Oh.
Miller Lite's a sweet nectar.
What about
Dude.
Budweiser?
I don't want to hear it. Bleep that out later. We are sponsoring Miller Lite.
Go ahead and bust out a cigarette.
I don't have a cigarette. I've got a vape.
Oh, okay.
But should we sponsor cigarettes too?
Yeah, Marlboro.
We should sponsor
How-
Marlboro.
wait, how'd you-
See,
how'd
I'm
you say
wearing
that?
I bought the Marlboro shirt today. Adrian, how much is too much to pay for a T-shirt?
I'm a bad example because whenever I go to concerts, I'll buy that fucking merch, dude. I don't care if a T-shirt is $40 with holes in it.
We're
I'll
talking
still buy
about a
it.
regular,
Like a vintage
everyday
T-shirt. Just like how much is too much to pay for a shirt?
I would say too much for a T-shirt would probably be around like $40 of what I paid.
Yeah, that's about right. But one might argue you're already willing to pay 40. Pay 50.
Is it
Sure.
a real vintage shirt or is it just a cum shirt?
It's a real vintage shirt.
Because I can tell if a shirt's vintage or not.
I can tell too, because your boy sold vintage for a long time. I was a vintage dealer. I
Well,
hit the thrifts.
What's a vintage key to look for?
The key to look for, and this is just for the audience. This isn't funny or anything, but it's if you got a single stitch shirt,
all right,
that's vintage.
Yeah, that's the only thing I know about it. So
If you got a single stitch, also cig brands, I don't think they're even really allowed to advertise like that anymore. So I think anything like Marlboro or like any cigarette brand, I think that's going to be old or it's going to be a reboot. Like people made it.
I feel like cigarette brands need to start re-advertising.
I like that too. Like you watch like old basketball games and they were all sponsored by like Marlboro and shit, and that's tied to me.
I hated whenever they would show the commercials of like I was such a bitch when I was a kid because they would show like those don't smoke, the anti-nicotine or tobacco, and it'd be like, yeah, babes, I started smoking cigarettes at 15.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
they'd be like,
Nice.
yeah, for sure. Those were the classic, like the real cost of smoking.
Yeah, and I'd be
it's
like-
just some girl with her fucking. Hey,
Yeah.
I'm Laura, and I used to be a smoker. I smoked for only about 10 to 15 years, and now I talk like Stephen Hawking's.
I smoked one cigarette, and now I have lung cancer.
I went to one casino and didn't even smoke, but there was smoking allowed, and now I talk like a robot.
Yeah.
And that's what it is.
And I
It's-
used to be in the backseat of my mom's car, and I'd be like, Mom, you're going to make me talk with the fucking thing in my throat because you smoke 6 packs a day. She doesn't smoke 6 packs a day, but it felt like she did at the time.
Yeah, for sure. How many does she still smoke?
Yeah.
See, that's not bad. What's her brand?
She smokes that fancy American Spirits.
Oh, the American
Ooh,
Spirits. Funny
that's-
story about American Spirits. So your boy thought that they were like the safest cig at
They
the
are?
time. Well, because I read it as addictive free.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's so sick. Cigarettes you can't get addicted to.
Right.
And it took me and I would talk about this like at parties. Like I was old. I was an old guy. I was like well into my 20s. And I'd be like, dude, American Spirits are sick. You can't even get addicted to them. And then like it took one person to be like, what do you mean by that? You keep saying that. And I'm like, it says right here, addictive free. Then I took a closer look. Additive free.
But in
They're
your
not-
defense, that's a close word.
It's a very close word. I saw the ADD and I saw what I wanted to hear.
Right.
And that's what it was. To me, those cigarettes were addictive free. Now, was I addicted to them? Sure. But in my head, that was just, something I liked to do, not something I had to do.
Yeah, it was more of a social thing.
It was more of a social thing. Now, let me tell you what's not a social thing. Miller Lite. Miller Lite, you don't have to be in a social situation to drink it. If you're alone in your room,
in the shower, maybe.
If you're, don't even get me started on shower beers, Mike. 1 shower beer equals 3 beers. And that's simple, man.
Is it like being on the water? Like whenever you're on a boat, whenever you
Yes.
you drink on a boat, you get drunk faster.
That's exactly it, Adrian. It's all the fun of. Okay, so what's the best thing about summer? Let's all say it at the same time. Getting drunk in the water.
Okay.
And look at you. Titties are nice too. Titties are nice as well.
I was gonna say getting in a pool, but I like Mike's answer better. How about tits in the pool?
Well, you can't go. We're not talking about tits
Some
right now.
nice-
Stop thinking about your dick
some
right
nice
now.
watery
We're doing an
tits.
ad for Miller Lite.
How about whenever like out the pool and the tits are glistening with like beads of water?
That's true.
And you just
That's
wanna-
nice. That's a nice tit right there.
Yeah.
But I will say, there's something to a winter tit. A nice winter's tit.
A winter tit?
A winter's
Can't
tit.
even see them.
No.
nice or cold?
You go into a place, let's say a mall,
Mm-hmm.
maybe an Olive Garden,
Oh wait, why are you doing this in Olive Garden? Bro?
Church?
Yeah, why are you,
a nice
you're doing
church, maybe.
Yeah, nice Sunday service.
You're gonna take that jacket off, and when you do, that's a winter's tit, baby. And you get that glimpse.
You want to see a winter's tit?
I've seen many. I've seen a plenty. You got one for me now, or what?
Jeez. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Well, that's more of a springtime tit. If you just, I feel like we're in the spring. But it had that been, if it's about 30 to 45 degrees outside, that's a good winter's tit.
You don't like my tit?
I like the tits, but I'm saying they're not winter's tits right now. They're spring tits,
That's true.
which are nice. But it's like, the point I'm trying to make here is a titty in a porno doesn't hit the same as a titty in a movie. And the same logic applies to winter and summer. You're expecting to go out and see mad tits during the summer. So a nice winter's tit hits harder.
I like that.
Oh, wow.
Scarcity.
It's scarcity.
Yeah.
Supply and demand.
Right.
And you know who else knows a thing or two about supply and demand?
Miller Lite.
An ice cold Miller Lite.
Jesus Christ.
Have you ever been to a store and they ran out of Miller Lite?
Yeah.
I'll tell you exactly what happens when I go to a store and they're out of my ice cold Miller Lite. I grab the teenage clerk by his little shirt collar and I pull him closer and I say, "What, did you guys not do any fucking inventory this week, dude? What's your fucking problem?" Go.
What does he do?
I'll tell you exactly what he does. He goes to another store at gunpoint. He goes to the 7-Eleven where they always have ice cold Miller Lights. And
Are we sponsoring 7-Eleven too?
No. We're not sponsoring 7-Elevens, but they do carry that. Anywhere that carries Miller Lite will sponsor.
Yeah.
In this particular situation, I'm imagining a Quick Trip, and they're out of Miller Lite because Miller Lite is so bomb that everybody buys it out.
I like that Miller Lite has a thing to when it gets real cold, it has like a little blue thing on it to
That
tell you
thing-
that it's
Well, that's
cold.
not. That's Coors.
that's
That's
Coors
Coors
Light.
Light.
That's
And if you
Coors
mention
Light.
Coors Light again, I will throw a fucking fit. Don't you mention that. Don't you do that again. We're sponsoring one beer. And what is that one beer, Mike?
Dos Equis.
Oh, yeah. See, now I can't even. That might be a cultural thing. I can't be mad at Mike because he said Dos Equis. Try
Heineken?
again.
Mike, what is it?
That's German. You Nazi.
But Asians drink Heineken.
Asians don't drink Heineken.
Oh yes, they do, Daddy.
I don't think that's true. If I'm thinking about what an Asian might drink, I feel like they're drinking liquor.
They drink VSOP and Heineken.
What the fuck is that first one? VSOP.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Hennessy.
either.
Oh.
VSOP.
Yeah, it's-
What, you just
it's
naming
the-
it other shit?
It's the high class Hennessy, like the
I don't.
cognac. Look it up.
Okay.
On
I'm
your-
not
on your
doubting
phone.
it's a real thing. I've never heard of it.
It's a type of Hennessy. It's
Okay.
the high class top shelf.
I thought Hennessy was the top shelf.
I think they're the same thing, but it's called VSOP.
Well, how can they both be on the top shelf?
I thought the reason that people liked Hennessy
Look,
was because
the
it was
thing-
kind
the
of
thing-
a flex.
The thing is that Miller Lite is where it's
The
at.
point
Miller Lite,
is,
Miller Lite.
the Asians are wrong, and Miller Lite is what we are going to drink on this podcast.
So
All the shit I've said about Yingling in the past,
go ahead and chug that.
Chug the whole
don't
thing.
have to ask me twice. It sounds delicious.
And if you don't have any Miller Lite at your house, go and get you a nice loaf of bread, submerge it in water, and drink the water, because that's exactly what it tastes like.
Stop it. Now, I don't know enough about beer making to say you're wrong.
It's yeast.
It is yeast.
It's
Let me
real-
make sure that label is pointed
It's
out.
yeasty.
It's yeasty.
Yeah.
And basically, beer is bread soup.
Is it?
It's
is it
ice
that one,
cold
Mike?
bread soup.
Yes, it is.
Let me
Well,
have a looky.
that's what it looks like.
Oh, it is Hennessy,
Yeah.
but it's a special Hennessy.
Yeah.
Huh. All right. So Mike knows what he's talking about. That's what the Asians like.
Yeah.
Huh. I
hey,
didn't
guys,
know that.
Guys, sorry to do this on the podcast, but do you guys think this is fire?
Oh, let's have a look. Yeah, I do think that's fire.
Is that a Mr. Beast baseball jersey?
No, it's a baseball jersey, but it's Bombay Sapphire.
Oh.
instead of
Do
the
they make a
baseball
Miller
team.
Lite one?
I bet they do.
I think they do. Can you find that out for me, please?
Yes, sir.
We missed Adrian last week because we had a lot of stuff that I was listening back to the podcast, and there was some things that should have been Googled.
Yeah, that's true. We're gonna start putting Adrian to work.
Okay,
on
do you
making
guys
Google
have,
shit.
do you guys have any Googles right off the dome?
I do.
The
Okay.
Miller Lite one's a good one.
Okay.
Miller
Do you-
Lite baseball jersey. That could be the uniform of the summer. For
Do
the
you
Stir Fry Boys.
ejaculate when you sneeze enough?
Oh, see, that's a good one. I would like to know the origin of this sneeze.
Do you- wait. You want me to look that up?
Yeah.
Here's what I want
feel
you to
like-
look up. That's going to be too stiff of a Google. I want you to know, or I want us to know, and you to find out where the origin of like the whole sneeze to orgasm pipeline comes from. Have you heard this?
No.
Like a
but
sneeze is 1/8 of an orgasm. That's what I've heard.
That is true.
I think it's because it's like a thing of like you're using all your muscles, like whenever you sneeze.
Okay.
And like
You
whenever
just said you didn't know about it, and you try to
You-
explain
that's
to
the
us.
thing.
No,
Now I
like
don't
how it
believe. I don't
works.
necessarily believe. I feel like you're trying to pull the science out of your ass.
No.
now,
That's
you
just
don't.
what it sounds like. Like, because you use every muscle whenever you sneeze, and you use a lot of muscles whenever you
I
orgasm.
just clench my
assume,
ass cheeks when I orgasm.
Just
And
your
point
butt
the
cheeks?
toe?
Yeah.
That's a lot of
Point the
muscle.
toe out.
My toe-
dude,
my
look.
toe is
No,
coral.
that's a lot of muscles you're working right there, though.
Just lower body.
I don't think I use those muscles when I sneeze.
I use no upper body when I orgasm.
Okay, you think that, but do you also think that you don't use your upper body whenever you're
It
running?
hurts my abdomen.
I'm trying to
whenever I
picture.
sneeze.
I'm trying to put myself into a Kuman mindset, and I don't think I do. I think it's a waist down scheme.
I did a science experiment today. Actually,
Oh yeah, what'd you do?
I tried to ejaculate at work.
What, hands free?
Yeah.
Did it work?
No. Well, see, the thing is, I was using a sander that was very vibrating, very hard, and so the cord that was plugged into the sander was shaking at maximum speeds, and it grazed my penis, and I was like, wow, that reminded me of a kid. As a kid, I used to put the remote on my penis
Oh yeah, that
and-
will get you bricked up.
and let it vibrate, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I was wondering, if I put this vibrating cable on my penis long enough, will I ejaculate? And I got real bricked up.
I like that. I like that you're using power tools in a sexual way. I
Yes.
feel like that's very dangerous of you.
Yeah,
It's
I like to
very-
live on the extreme.
Do you
Yeah.
think that if you were like alone in your home, you could do it?
If I was alone at my house, I would have taken off my pants and wrapped the cord around my dick and balls, and then turned the machine on.
Do you think you could vibrate yourself to completion?
I think I would have felt like a bitch if I did,
Yeah. Yeah.
Why?
because I'm using a vibrator.
You are using a
essentially.
vibrator.
Okay, well, okay. Would you say the same thing about like a pocket pussy? Like, are you like?
No, because there's
'Cause you're
there's
inserting-
friction.
you're
and
inserting.
and
Okay.
there's movement involved.
Okay.
I feel like a vibrator. The rules would be you just put on something that vibrates onto your thing, and you just see how long it would take, and it could take a long time, and it could never happen. But that's just
I
that's the
tried. I
experiment.
tried today. Yeah.
That's the experiment.
Right.
And I don't know if I would like to
It's
see
debunked.
if someone could bust that way.
It's debunked.
You've debunked it. Well, just
I
from
did
your
it
one
today.
experience.
Yeah.
How long did you go for?
About 20 minutes.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
20 minutes.
Yeah, it was a big piece of airplane.
Okay.
I was standing for a long time.
So
God
now you were
damn.
bricked up. I'm assuming.
Yeah, you were bricked up for 20 minutes straight.
Sometimes I would pause.
Okay.
What, to go to the bathroom?
No, just because, like, I feel like I'm not getting anywhere.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing. It's going to be a long experience.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm texting on the pod. I've gotten very I'm reading a text. I didn't respond. But can I tell you a little thing that I've thought of in my head?
Yeah.
I just think it's nice that Miller Lite only uses choice hops from the Pacific Northwest. But they also use Noble Sacks hops. And it delivers more taste, I would say.
Cam, what would you say if I were to say it's Modelo time, fool?
I would say that the aroma and color with only 96 calories per 12 ounces is always going to beat any Modelo.
How many calories are in this thing?
96 only.
Holy
only-
shit.
Not a lot.
That's under 100.
Only one less than Michelob Ultra.
It's 16 ounces. It's a pint.
This?
Yeah.
Yeah, but just the standard is 12. And
But-
that's
you-
up to me to do the math on that.
So what on that bottle would be about 12? Because it says 16 on the bottle.
I would say once I drink it down to the L, that's about 12. And
What?
that's just eyeballing it. And I don't know how ounces work.
So we have a live show coming up. I don't know if
We
y'all knew
do?
this. Yes.
You haven't told me about this at all.
I barely got the news yesterday.
What? Are we doing a podcast? What are we doing?
We're doing the podcast / comedy show. It's gonna be called Too High Texas Presents Stir Fried Podcast something else extravaganza.
Nice.
Okay. So are we going to get high as fuck?
Yes, we are.
And we're going to try to do the podcast.
Yes,
Can we drink Miller Lite?
that's what I'm getting to.
Because if I can't, I may not come.
Miller Lite only.
So we should be too high on Miller Lite.
Yeah,
We should be the drinking boys.
and I think we
Coming
should,
into this
we should
stoner
dress,
show.
We should dress as emos,
I'd be down. I'd
Like-
be down.
mascara and all.
I'd be down.
And I think people should pay $1 to kiss Adrian.
Jesus
I'd be
Christ.
a little kissing booth.
Yeah, we should make a kissing booth for Adrian.
Yeah.
$1, but he has to let his hair down all the way.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that would be sick. What do you think about it?
Adrian, are you okay with this?
You get to keep every
Can we
10
human
cents of the
traffic
dollar.
you for the price of $1 per
Whoa.
smooch?
No,
Whoa,
no.
Did you hear him?
We're getting 90 cents and he's getting 10 cents for it.
No.
That makes sense.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, the pimp's we're his pimp in
Yeah.
this situation.
Look at
We
the
have
face.
to
Look at the faces up here.
we have to take a cut.
God damn it with the faces.
Are you comfortable with those numbers?
That's what he always brings it. Anytime I want to say something, he's like, yeah, but our faces are here.
Our
And I'm
faces
just-
are here. Now, if you wanted to bring a picture of yourself, we can put it up.
Should we make a new brand?
Okay, I'm listening.
I don't know. I think we have two faces too many.
Two faces too many.
Yeah.
So
I think we need to go down a face.
Should I leave or should it just be you?
No,
Or
I think it should just be a different logo or something.
it could just be Adrian.
What if we just do Adrian's face, but it's us every time?
Funny as fuck. I'm very open to this.
Yeah.
I'm very open to this idea. Adrian, how do you feel about that?
I guess I don't mind.
Can we use your likeness for our podcast? You're a mascot.
I
for
only,
me.
I only ask of one thing, and that you give me a stronger goatee.
We can embellish the goatee.
I have an idea.
Okay.
Oh, God.
What if we do our faces right, but we make a little animal, like a panda or maybe like a koala or something, and put Adrian's face on the koala?
Oh,
I'd
no,
be
no,
down
wait,
for
please-
that.
He
for
could
sure.
be our mascot.
Please-
Adrian could be our mascot.
Please let me be a
100%.
bird. Please let me be a bird.
A bird?
Yeah.
What
I've
type
always-
of bird are you?
Pterodactyl, maybe. We've already listed all kinds of birds on this podcast.
We're basically a bird podcast. We talk about birds.
Can I be a predatory or non-predatory bird?
Are you more of a predatory
Do you
man?
got wings or fucking not? What do you mean predatory?
Are you
One-
are
one
you
actually-
yourself a predator?
I would say no if you're gonna ask it like that.
That's the way I'm asking it.
Okay, well, in
Well,
that then
you're a
sense,
little
no.
bitch bird.
Then you're
Okay.
a pigeon.
You're a little pidge.
No, hell no. I either want to be either a woodpecker or a
Also a bitch bird.
Dude, a woodpecker is badass. They could crush your skull.
They're so small.
They're pretty big.
I might be thinking of a hummingbird.
I think you're right.
Oh, I am thinking of a hummingbird also. They have the little sharp noses though, and they go.
They
Yeah.
do. Or a blue jay.
Blue jays are cool.
Yeah, I'm fine
Blue
with
jays
blue
are
jay.
cool.
Yes.
Yeah, you can be a blue jay.
But you have to pay for your spot.
Now, can we? Now we will pimp you out for this kissing booth.
Okay.
Are you happy with the numbers that Mike presented you, or do we need to negotiate?
I think we need to negotiate here.
You thinking 80-30? Not 80-20? 80 cents to your 20 cents?
I like a 80-30.
That's not a.
We
Our-
get 80?
Yeah.
Then there would have to be a
How
dollar.
many kisses would he have to get for us
To get a profit?
get some sort of profit, some sort of just something nice, a little $10.
Yeah. I don't think people would kiss him.
I think you're wrong.
You think you get smooches? How many smooches if we were to set you up a booth?
How about this? If the first 5 kisses you get, the $5 goes to us. Everything after that, you get to keep.
Okay.
Do you think you'll get more than
I don't think you get more than
3
10.
kisses?
Well, here's the thing. We'll get some ladies, but I'm expecting those dudes out there to do it to help out a fellow homie and give me some money.
That's what I'm worried about. I'm worried we're going to come to this Too High event and it's going to be a real sausage fest.
Well,
and those boys are not going to want to kiss
Let me tell
our
you,
Adrian.
one of the spots that are on Scout is on 7th Street on a Thursday night.
So we might just get randos coming in from
Yes,
the bar.
sir, and that's who I'm relying on.
You might get smooched a lot. Really, if we set up in public at one of these live shows and we gave you a booth and we made a sign, I think there's going to be a lot of women.
I'll go goth for this too. Like I'm
so excited for this idea.
I like the idea a lot. I just want to see how many smooches Adrian will get.
Yeah.
I think I'd be surprised, and nothing to you. Same with me. I would feel like I wouldn't get more than 5, and 5 is being generous.
But I think the bi man has twice the amount of options.
Well, he's counting on either gay men being there, or like really funny broskies that have had a lot of Miller Lights in there. Just
that's the one.
Would you give him a smooch to start it off with?
What type of smooch are we talking?
I'm talking lip to lip, daddy.
Jesus Christ.
Like a quick one?
Yeah, like a
just
little
quick
peck.
one. Just a real quick one.
Just to start off, like whenever people do a tip jar,
Yeah.
we might throw
might throw a couple of dollars in there.
our own money in there first.
I think it's gay not to give him a little smooch.
Yeah. See, I can't do it because we're brothers.
That's
I mean,
true.
I feel like if anyone could do it, you could do it.
No.
To give him a brother smooch. Well, now you're making it sexual. You're putting me in a sexual position.
No,
a
that's
little
not
smooch
sexual.
isn't.
That's not
Then why
sexual.
wouldn't you kiss him?
I'll kiss him.
No.
You just said you would.
Well, now if you're gonna make it like that,
I'm making it like that. You made it like that, really. Because you said you can't kiss him because it's your brother. I think a lot of
brotherly
people.
love.
Hey,
I think it's brotherly love. Tom Brady kisses his children on the mouth.
Okay, but
I don't
look,
think it's a sexual thing.
I wouldn't
He is
kiss
my son.
I wouldn't kiss our dad on the lips.
I wouldn't kiss my dad on the lips either. But
I feel like you would.
no, I wouldn't. Why? Because I'm white.
Yeah.
It is a lot of the whites that do that.
Yeah.
But not in this household.
Okay.
Yeah. But, I mean, I feel like if me and you got started, we gave Adrian a little peck. Mm-hmm. And I think the people would line up.
Okay.
And I think maybe, should we add like a little incentive? Like if there's 25 kisses, everybody in the bar gets a drink.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money. We'd definitely go into the black on this. We would-
I think if we get to 20, we'll pay $1 for somebody else to come up. Like we'll give them the freebie.
But then all the people that are willing to kiss a person at a booth would have already done it 20 times. So now we're relying on more people for this new person. And who knows if they're... I mean, Adrian's a pretty man. Who knows if the gargoyle that fucking gets picked after this 20 will get as many...
He said gargoyle.
There's a lot of scenarios here that you're not thinking through.
Well, I think that would be the funny thing.
It would be funny, I agree. And
A
that
nice
maybe that would be
gargoyle?
a nice gargoyle behind the kissing booth. You can kiss this
What?
ugly, fucking ugly
Homeless
man.
man off the street.
Oh hell
Yeah,
no.
and he's puckered up.
He's gonna have some fucking hepatitis
And
C
he's
afterwards.
A homeless guy just puckered up.
I was
Yeah.
thinking about this just now in this scenario, and like, there's no way we could have done this back in like a year ago, whenever COVID was like rampant. And now I think about like, what if I do this and someone just happens to have fucking
Dude,
COVID?
COVID's
And I
like
get-
a real
Wow.
thing.
And I
We've
get
come so
COVID
far as a
twice.
society that we're considering bringing kissing booths back. That's nice.
Yeah, COVID's not a
I'll
real
drink
thing
some Miller
anyways.
Lite to that because
Yeah.
COVID's over, Daddy.
Oh my god.
That's a slang for Miller. The COVID's over.
Yeah. And go ahead and have a drink for
Before we get to our next one.
yeah. Pour one down for the homies.
Not a Miller Lite.
You think I'd waste a Miller Lite like that?
Yeah, dude, some kid died.
Now, if you get someone died,
Yeah.
shit, man, let me go into my fridge and get a Modelo for that because I don't care if my family dies Batman style after seeing a nice film at the theater.
Yeah.
And they walk out and they get shot by a mugger right in front of me. I'm not pouring out my Miller Lite.
Did you watch Batman?
The new one?
Yeah.
I did.
I still haven't seen it.
Oh, well, that does us no good.
I'm waiting for it to come out on HBO Max.
Please.
Is that Cinder Daydream?
Yes, sir.
That's very important.
Yeah. Mike, please. I'll buy your tickets for
It's-
you and Sydney to go. I won't even go with you. You can go. It's
No.
on me. It's on me.
The thing is,
I need you to watch this in the movie theaters.
I
Like,
do.
hey,
I do want to
like,
watch it.
The movie theater experience, bro. I promise you, you will not feel the same way as this movie if you watch this at home. I promise you. I'll buy your shit, bro.
I saw
Like,
it in the theaters.
But let me just.
Cam,
let me
did you
explain
not
my.
think that it's much better in a theater experience? Like you could not have had that same experience if you were watching it at home.
I would say yes, but also I had a weird situation. I drove into Austin that day. I got a little buzzed before, and it was a late night showing. The movie's like 3 to 7 hours long.
It's 3 hours long.
It's basically take a flight to Australia. You'll almost finish this movie.
Right.
gosh.
It's a Joe Rogan podcast.
It's a Joe Rogan podcast, a long one.
Yeah.
And I don't think I had the attention span, but I'm willing to give it another rewatch. And I liked it.
Should we all go? Should
We
watch
can all
as-
go. We
Should
can
we watch
make
it as a
We can
team?
make an event.
Yes.
Now, I tried to. I mean, I don't want to talk about it too much because I'm sure when you watch it, we're going to have a whole.
I know the fucking Batman story.
Okay.
Well,
well,
but
this
here's the
isn't
thing.
really pertaining to
You
the
don't
Batman.
you know all that shit where it's like, oh, his fucking parents died in an alley, and you don't see that. You already know who Batman is. We don't need to tell
So
you.
what are they doing 3 hours doing?
Just jerking off. But
It's
this
mainly-
is basically this is
Just
this is
smashing
like
Catwoman?
Batman. Like
Yeah.
no, but he's kind of a pussy about that.
Ah!
He doesn't smash Batwoman not once, Catwoman not once. Barely kisses her. Maybe he kissed her.
Spider-Man got more pussy than Batman.
Batman's really getting no pussy.
I think Spider-Man's only kissed his MJ once.
He made out with her in the rain,
Upside down.
No, you're talking about Tobey Maguire. We don't count him anymore. It's Tom Holland all the way now.
I haven't seen that.
The newest one,
Haven't seen it.
the one where all three of them are in it.
Haven't seen it.
See, this is my
Wow.
problem with watching superhero movies in movie theaters.
Yeah.
It's fucking nerds getting too excited about things.
They do get very excited. I see now. I was cracking jokes as I like to do with my friend DJ and my other friend Chris, big time Batman fan. Yeah, I think he makes comic books. I think he's called into the show
Yeah,
before
yeah.
when we had our comic idea.
That's cool.
He was none too pleased with us cracking wise at the Batman because every time Catwoman will come on screen, we'd hit one of these. We'd be like, nice. Every time.
She's so hot.
Nice.
She's
Nice.
so fucking hot.
And there's a
dude.
scene where, so basically, Batman has this device where he can replay his day to day, and he sits there and then he journals everything because he feels bad. Batman feels too bad about everything. That's
He's
why he
too
doesn't fucking.
He's too depressed for
He's
me.
very emo in this.
Yeah.
He's very emo Batman.
Well,
I think
he's a vampire.
Well, okay, look.
he's
the-
basically a vampire, and Robert Pattinson's a vampire, so it makes perfect sense.
Look, guys. This is his second year as being Batman. People don't necessarily trust him yet because they think he's just a fucking freak running around beating the shit out of people, which he is. But he's also trying to instill fear into people, which is wrong. But he won't realize that yet.
He does install fear into 16-year-old high school girls.
Yeah,
he
and that's just
fucks
Robert
them.
Pattinson. And that's just Robert Pattinson, which has nothing to do with Batman other than the fact that he plays him. But
I'll tell you
I
right
like
now,
to
Mike.
separate the art from the artist here on this program.
He beats the shit out of some people. Like he really goes to town.
He
on some
does.
people.
He almost kills a man in this.
by just his fist alone.
Yeah, he almost beats a man to death. But the thing is, I don't know. There's people that should have died. But like the way Batman has to fight and go about his fighting is it makes it really hard for him to do his job because he's trying to figure out all these creative ways to almost kill them but not kill them. So he's got to make sure everybody's like tied up to where they can't run away and they can't leave.
Yeah.
So he does the whole ninja movie thing that we've talked about, the
Oh,
Kill
yeah.
Bill, and he like fights everybody one-on-one. Again, that's bullshit.
I think they do a pretty good job in the final fight scene.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. The
really,
final fight scene. He's in a perfect opportunity where he could just push people off of ledges, but he doesn't because he can't kill them.
Because he's
so
a
he's
pussy.
because he is a little bit of a pussy.
because he has to follow the law.
He's gotta follow the laws of the
He's
land.
already breaking the law.
He's.
He's a vigilante.
You know what? That's a good question. Is Batman breaking any laws?
Yeah.
Yes, he is. He's a vigilante, but
Can you not be a vigilante?
All of what he's
No.
doing is helping, though. None of what he's doing is like.
I've lost my vape. I'm gonna freak out.
This is why I couldn't be a superhero. I'm killing motherfuckers.
But okay, like,
Yeah.
are you killing someone like if they rob a convenience store?
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
I'm
see?
breaking their wrists.
Stealing
that's
from
not-
Walmart.
that's not killing them.
Murdered.
Yeah. I'm fucking them up real bad. You can't give me this type of power and expect me to be
I mean,
a decent human.
I would understand it like if you like a rapist, yeah, kill the rapist. But it's like a guy robbing a convenience store.
I'm
like,
breaking his fingers.
On paper, is Batman not lame as shit?
Dude, he's so fucking
Think
lame.
about
My
think
gosh.
about like your neighborhood like volunteer watch people. They're like they care so much about law and order that's their life. That's Batman. He spends except he just has a lot of money. So he buys himself all these crazy gadgets.
Have you ever
and he
seen
goes out-
Kick-Ass?
I haven't.
Oh man, Kick-Ass is good. I've seen it.
If you watch Kick-Ass, that's what Batman essentially is.
Nah, but Big Daddy's cool by Nicolas Cage.
Yeah,
He's
I'm
a
talking about the
badass.
bad guy.
Yeah,
The rich.
yeah.
There's like he's just rich, so he just affords like badass shit.
Yeah, and that's a lot of it. Which another thing, God, I wish you had seen this movie. We can't hardly
know who
fucking
would be a
talk
good
about
Batman?
it. Hold on, but Catwoman, she
Yes.
does the same thing as Batman, does she not, Adrian?
What do you mean?
She's a vigilante hero.
No, she's a cat burglar. She's not a
Oh,
hero.
so she's a bad girl.
She is a bad girl, but that's why Batman likes her. He's trying to save her.
She's trying to save up. She later becomes a good one.
She
though.
does. She later does because they get married and they have a
I
son.
didn't know that they get married. See,
Well-
he's slow playing her. He's a gentleman.
He's a gentleman.
Because I can't. I mean, he barely kissed her.
His
Barely
son
kissed.
Robin.
Robin wasn't in this yet. Robin hasn't made his. That's true. I think he's just his buddy. He's just maybe his Uber
You
driver
know who
or
should be
something.
the next Batman?
Me?
No, Will Smith.
Will Smith should be.
Oh,
Hold
boy,
on, hold
it's the
on.
halfway mark.
I don't want to. I don't want to
It's
get
the
into
halfway
the.
mark.
Don't segue yet on me, Daddy.
Come
hold
on.
We'll get into Will Smith. I know that's what you people are waiting for.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about
We'll
it
talk about him.
after a quick sponsor from Miller
Miller
Lite.
Lights.
Now, I had a couple Miller Lights the other night, and what I was thinking about is Catwoman. Adrian, you really fucked up my whole bit here because you said she's a villain, which makes more sense. What I was going to say, and we'll dissect it from there, is why is Catwoman... Because Catwoman's broken this. She's barely affording her New York or Gotham City fucking, like...
you hear that?
$2,000. Yeah, somebody's practicing the cello out there. Stop it. But so she's like barely affording this Gotham City apartment. Probably
Yeah.
$2,000 a month. She's a waitress.
Probably.
But also she goes out and she fights crime. And who fucking has the time? So she's a bigger loser. She's basically a broke Batman. Now, if she's stealing stuff and she's a villain and that's how she makes her side money, then Adrian's debunked me and I don't have shit else to say about
Right.
that.
I would say that is probably how, because she's a cat burglar. That's what she's known for. That's
How
why she's
sad is
Catwoman.
that? She's hot and broke.
She's hot and broke.
What
but
a
that's,
fucking idiot.
Well, that's a lot of women, I think. I think a lot of women can relate to that because they're too hot for their small towns and they've got big dreams. And then they move to like a New York, a California.
But you can just be a hoe.
You could just be a hoe, but I don't think being
What
a
would
hoe
you rather be?
pays
Would
like
you
it
rather
used
be
to
a
be.
hoe? Would you rather be a hoe or would you rather be Catwoman?
I'd rather be a Catwoman that's a hoe. That's how the other Catwoman was.
Think of how many broke hoes we know. A lot of them. Being a hoe means nothing now. It's like
Nice.
having tattoos. Back in the day,
Oh, keep going, Cam.
back
keep
in
going,
the,
Cam.
back in the day, to be a hoe meant something. There was people judging you. There was no hoe walk. Amber Rose wasn't even born yet. If you were a hoe, you were just like the talk of the town.
There was only one.
Who?
Marilyn Monroe.
And we all know her. And she didn't even show her pussy or titties. I don't
Yeah,
think
she
we could
did.
even look at
Yeah,
that.
she did.
Could you pull me up a picture of
Adrian,
Marilyn
pull
Monroe's
up-
pussy? I think she just wore a short dress, and everyone was like, "That fucking slut."
She fucked the
pretty sure-
president.
I'm going
Well,
on
we've
the
all
fucking-
fucked the president. That means nothing. But what I'm saying is now, everyone's a little bit of a hoe, which I think is fine. I mean, I'm not one to fucking judge a hoe, but it means nothing. There's no money to be made from it. Think of how many
you're a
hot
good
girls.
one.
Well, good ones also have to be famous now.
No. Here's the thing. Yes, there is a lot of broke hoes, but just like this podcast, there's a million other ones. Some of them are good, some of them are not.
How much money are we making from this podcast? We're in the hole. We're sponsoring a brand.
That's what I'm saying.
We are
We're not-
sponsoring Miller Lite, and God love them,
We
and
are-
I'll sponsor them till I die. But also, there's a lot of broke hoes that are they're OnlyFans. They think it's going to be like their ticket to fucking Drake, and they flop on OnlyFans, and that's a sad deal. That's a sad deal.
I just want to say right now, I'm looking up Marilyn Monroe nudes. I haven't seen
Nothing?
nothing.
She
like-
never even showed anything.
She was in Playboy.
She's literally the hoe for just standing over like wind and letting her
I'm
dress
seeing a lot
blow
of,
up.
I'm seeing a lot of like people photoshopping her face onto like other people's bodies.
That's
Deep
hilarious.
fakes.
That's
AOC
hilarious.
has
Yeah.
deep fakes. I'm
They're-
sure you could watch
yeah,
a Hillary
bunch of-
Clinton deep fake
yeah,
right
they're
now.
doing a bunch of deep
Marilyn
fakes. Like,
Monroe
damn,
never
look-
showed
Look how
anything.
fake that one is.
That's hilarious.
Send me that. But also, Marilyn Monroe never showed anything, and she was labeled as the hoe and made a career off of it. And she was fucking major leaguers, presidents.
Yeah.
Now
I can't
we
tell.
got-
I
we
can't
got
tell.
women.
This one might be real. This one might be real.
Let me have a look. I'll tell you.
It's real.
That's not. That's
she
not
was
real.
in Playboy.
But even so, that's just her boobs.
Even so, that's just her boobs.
And you know what? I don't even think that's her boobs because she had big tits. She had heavies.
No,
So she
did.
she
fuck-
did.
yeah.
she did.
She had some heavies.
Yeah.
I mean,
Marilyn Monroe.
I would have to
Hell
imagine
yeah.
she had some heavies. She had some
I think
old
they're
school
average.
heavies,
Bigger
which are
than
probably
these.
average
Bigger
now.
than these.
That you got to grade it on a curve.
What are you, a fucking Marilyn Monroe tit expert?
I've seen her titties before. I've seen like just regular pictures of her. Have you not seen regular pictures of her?
No, I don't look up Marilyn Monroe.
Have you? Do you not know who?
You were the one that brought her up.
She's a famous.
I
She
know
was your
icon.
only example.
Yeah.
She's the only hoe.
She was the
She's the
OG
only
hoe.
hoe.
She's the first
Yeah.
hoe we
She's the
can look back and
OG
think
hoe.
about. And she wasn't even that big of a hoe.
Yeah.
She was getting places. Her career was going places so much that she was so much of like a sex symbol that I think she killed herself or something.
Nah, the government killed her. But
All
who's,
right, well, that's
you know,
conspiracy corner with Adrian.
You know.
But now
you know who's-
we got ladies showing their tits for like a bag of Takis and 64 Instagram
I show
likes,
some
and that's
tits
what it
for
is.
a bag of Takis.
Yeah,
You know who's a hoe? Who's that one chick who got pregnant with that young guy's? He was a basketball player. He was a basketball player. He was real young.
9% of women.
Yeah, a lot of ladies out there that could apply to.
No, she was a specific one. She was
I
a
know
very
who you're talking
specific
about,
one.
but I don't know the names
Who?
or anything about the story.
Elaborate so I can guess this.
He was a very young, very prodigy fucking basketball player. He just got into the league. Maybe what came like 1-2 years ago.
You talking about
maybe?
when Kobe raped that girl?
No,
That's a different one.
it's different. But and then he was with this girl, and she was infamous for being a hoe.
Got Ari
And
Shafir
then-
on the podcast over here
And then
trying to get edgy.
what do you mean? She was
Uh,
a hoe
not
for
you,
doing
him.
this.
He's
Oh,
speaking
okay.
ill of the dead.
I'm sorry, but he did do it.
Well, allegedly.
Allegedly.
Also Tupac, but when people die, they become angels, and angels don't rape.
That is
That's
true.
true.
And-
But yeah, he was just a young basketball player, and this chick was known for being a hoe, and she got pregnant, and then she divorced his ass.
I feel like that's every NBA player,
Jesus
Adrian.
Christ! No, it just happened. Like it just like within the
Is he a superstar?
yeah. It seemed like everyone was like, "Damn, this guy's really fucking good."
You know what my favorite part about these J Balvin Miller Lights are? When you're done with it, you can turn it over,
Decoration.
and it's a smiley face, and that represents how you feel on the inside after drinking a Miller Lite.
Name a J Balvin song.
J Balvin? Well, he goes by his alter ego, Bad Bunny.
That is the same person, huh?
They're very similar, I would say.
Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't name the song. You want me to name a J Balvin song?
Yeah, go ahead.
Fucking Dancing in the Moonlight, dude.
Yep.
Mm.
But say it in Spanish.
I didn't. And here's the thing. I started Duolingo, and I was learning Spanish, but Duolingo slow plays you. So the only words I really 100% know in Spanish are like woman, man, yes, no, obviously numbers,
Yeah.
mujer,
I don't even know what that means.
mujer.
Yeah.
Adrian, tell him.
What does that mean, Adrian?
I don't know what it means either.
You guys are some fucking crackers, dude. I don't even think I can do this podcast with you uncultured fucking pilgrims over
Yeah.
here.
Get
Mujer,
Yeah.
woman. You wouldn't know that, but
No,
I bet
'cause
you know
call 'em-
hombre.
'cause I
Get
call
his
'em
way.
Bitches.
What's hombre?
Ooh.
Oh, that's the type of hairstyle you can
No, that's hombre.
get. Yeah, hombre. Yeah, that's what you got.
I'm pretty sure hombre's man.
Hombre?
Hombre.
I think
Don't
that
roll your R's like you know the fucking
Hombre.
word.
you're supposed to. That's a
You're
language.
supposed
That's a
to,
language.
Mike.
Yo,
What do you
you're
mean?
adding.
You cracker.
You know what y'all are doing? Y'all are doing the like when people try to like talk in an Asian voice or like say Asian words, they
No.
add accents to them.
No,
I don't think that's true.
Yeah.
These
I
are
say,
two totally
I
different
say
things. 'cause
Asian
one's
words
an accent,
very
one's
right
a language.
because that one's racist and the other one's respectful.
Because you know why? I try to teach my baby girl some Asian words, and every time I tell her one, she says it with an accent.
Like what? Like she says, "Full,
Yeah.
full."
Like I asked her.
I would like some full.
Yeah. Some full?
I would like some full.
Full?
See, that's racist.
Yeah.
Now, if you're like, I would like a gordita.
A gordita.
See, you
That's
rolled your
not
R's.
racist.
You rolled your R's.
That's
right there.
not racist. That's
Gordita.
respectful. A gordita.
Hi, like that. And
Yeah.
then you say hi afterwards.
Yeah, and that's what. And white people love to do that at Mexican restaurants.
Yeah.
We love to. If we know the word, we'll do it.
I don't like whenever white people they say like fuck, what's the good example that white people do to Mexican people? They'll say something like fuck. Now I'm on the spot and I forget it.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's a good thing we're on a podcast.
Yeah, I don't
it's a
know.
good thing.
Anyways,
All right, we know what they want us to talk about.
All right. Yes. It's fine.
And we'd be remiss if we didn't talk about it.
I was about to-
because it's taken pop culture by storm.
it's a hot topic.
I
It's a
was-
very hot topic, and everybody is like, "Come on, like you guys are beating around the bush. You're taking too long." Adrian, you know what I'm going to say?
I think you're gonna talk about the
Miller Lite
cool, refreshing taste of
is
Miller
just
Lite.
the thing about Miller Lite is why would you drink any other beer when you have the option of Miller Lite? And a lot of beers like Michelob Ultra will they'll advertise themselves as the lower calorie beer. Meanwhile, they're only 1 calorie less than Miller Lite.
Do you wanna
Why
dr-
would you shop at H&M when there's a perfectly good Urban
Do you want to
Outfitters?
drink a Michelob Ultra? This is what it is.
Good luck. There's nothing in that. Why don't you open that up and try that?
What? A Michelob Ultra is just a splash of beer into some water.
Yeah, but there's not a splash of beer in there, and you know why?
Oh,
That's nothing. That's not even a splash, dude. Make a splash with that. Make a splash.
do you know how much this is?
How much
This
is
the
that?
amount that made Hercules not Hercules.
Oh shit.
Hercules is what? He's an alcoholic. He's in the
he's-
recovery. He's in the
no.
12-step.
Hades tried to kill Hercules
With
by
Miller
making-
Lite?
Yeah, but he
Well,
didn't
there you
drink
go.
every last drop.
See, and that's the thing about Miller Lite. You got to drink every last drop, but don't be afraid when you do drink every last drop because there's always more Miller Lights, and that's really the point of what I'm trying to say here.
Anyways,
Have some respect.
yeah.
Put that facing forward.
I'm sorry.
Center that. Adrian, is that centered?
It's good.
It's very important. All right, now let's talk about what we came here to talk about.
Please.
Of course,
please,
we came here to talk about this, and it's very important. And I won't let another couple minutes go by where we don't talk about it.
Okay, good, because we're
How much time are we at? 43.
43, that's good. So that means we can close this out strong on the topic that's on the top of everyone's minds. Very important to the comedy scene. It involves comedy.
Yes, it does.
And it
with
involves
one of the goats.
one of the goats, and I agree with that 100%, Adrian. One of the goats, one of the greatest comedians, one of the greatest podcasters.
Donkey from Shrek.
No.
No. He wasn't.
So I'll go ahead and bring it up, all right? Because we've spent too much time.
I'm sorry.
I got my knee
I'm sorry.
tattooed.
I'm sorry.
I did get my knee tattooed, and it's been I know it's on everyone's mind. I got it tattooed, and I'm very happy with it. And it's nice. I think it
nice,
looks
yeah,
good,
it
and I
looks
know
good.
I think everyone's been wanting us
Yeah.
to talk about it.
Yeah.
And I know you can see it in the camera probably, and people are like, when are they going to get to it? because it's on everybody's minds.
It's the elephant in the room.
It's the elephant in the room.
Also, I just want to talk about what happened to me today.
What happened to you today?
You ever think about things that make you look so stupid? Like if you're playing beer pong somewhere and the ball starts bouncing everywhere and you're chasing it and you look like a fucking idiot at a house party.
For sure.
I walked outside today and the wind blew my hat off my head. And
Oh, that's embarrassing for
to
sure.
chase
That's
my
embarrassing
hat.
for sure.
As the wind tossed it around.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, the more time that goes by, it's the worst. Now, it's cool if the wind's blowing your hat off and then you reach back and you catch it like
Yeah,
Spider-Man.
that's cool.
But if the hat hits the ground, immediately you're a bitch.
Yeah, and it starts
that's what
tumbling.
It is. And if it starts tumbling,
And you
and
have
you
to
got to run
step
out.
on it like it's a piece of paper or
Yeah,
something, so it don't
yeah.
keep flying away.
You can't look cool doing that.
No, so I look like a fucking idiot today.
Yeah.
And who else looks like a fucking idiot?
You know who else looks like a fucking idiot? And I know you guys have been waiting for this, and we're going to talk about it. I swear to God, we're going to talk about it.
The people who don't drink Miller Lite.
Anyone who doesn't drink a Miller Lite, just what are you doing?
You fucking
You
idiots.
look like such a fool.
What do you
dude.
want, a Michelob Ultra, you pussy?
I
You
can't
trying to
even
watch your calories?
Yeah, it's one less calorie than Miller Lite.
You maggots.
You are such a dude. Come on, what are we calorie counting? We're only here on this earth for maybe 45 to 50 years. Max.
What?
And the
45 to 50 years. We're on this. We're
the
on
thing
this planet.
is, whenever you're a child, you smoke weed and you do what, like you just smoke weed because you're a fucking child.
Smoking weed is for children.
So that is like what the equivalent of a Michelob Ultra. If you want to be an adult, you do cocaine and you drink Miller Lite.
And you're 100% right.
Cocaine is an adult drug.
Cocaine and Miller Lite are for adults.
Are you a-
and anything else is for babies.
Are you a
wanna
fucking
be a
cowboy or
baby?
not?
Do you want to be a fucking baby, Adrian?
No.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
So why? What?
So
what
snort
I want you
some
to do
fucking cocaine.
is I want you to snort some cocaine. I want you to throw that little devil's lettuce vape you got there away into the trash, and I want you to pick up a case of Miller Lights, and that's what I want you to do.
I've never put anything on my nose.
You know who has put things in her nose, and I think we should talk about this. I mean, it's not a big story, but it's just something that's come across my radar. Not a lot of podcasts, not a lot of people in general, I don't think even saw this or know what this is. Will Smith. Have you heard about this?
No, elaborate on this.
Dude, so I watched the Oscars just because it was on. And the Oscars are fucking... I don't think anyone's watched the Oscars in so long, dude.
Nobody knew the Oscars was on.
No one
So
knew it was on.
I want you to stop lying now because you were not watching the Oscars.
Movies suck. And actors suck.
Yeah.
Can we stop overpaying these people? And what I hate more than anything is actors who think what they're doing is important. And then they come up with ways after the fact to justify how important they are.
Right.
Like the whole Will Smith, we'll do this backwards Tarantino style. So Will Smith won an Oscar for the whole King Richard movie. Haven't seen it.
Don't even know who King Richard is.
Well, it's Serena Williams and Venus and Serena?
Yeah.
It's their father. And
Who
he
cares?
basically willed them into being tennis pros. And I didn't see the movie because I don't support women's sports.
You don't support black.
No, I do support black people and black athletes. Of course I do. Come
Oh,
on. Quit
sorry.
being racist.
Sorry.
I'm sexist.
So am I.
Have some respect.
I'm sorry.
Be respectful.
I'm sorry.
here.
I'm
Be
sorry.
respectful.
I'm sorry.
And this is really all this whole situation is just a lesson in respect. Because Will Smith had to teach Chris Rock a little lesson in respect. And that's what I'm going to have to teach you.
No, because if you smack me, I'm not going to go, wow. We're going to have a tussle.
Okay. We're doing it. Let's make the first point I was going to make first.
Okay.
Actors suck and movies suck.
Agreed.
And actors like Jim Carrey and Will Smith, who made their money off of just lighthearted bullshit. Jim Carrey made fucking... What did he make? Movies where he talks to animals. Pet Detective.
Ace Ventura.
Ace
It was
Ventura.
Ace Ventura.
Ace Ventura, Pet Detective.
He's
The
also
Grinch.
He made his money on The Grinch.
And he got famous doing this.
Yeah, he made his money off smoking.
Yeah.
Which
Mask.
is fucking. And now he wants to act like he's an artist.
Yeah,
And he
yeah,
wants
yeah.
to be all weird, and he wants to be like, oh, what I do is very important. You guys don't understand what
You're
I do
reading-
because you're not an artist type like myself.
You're reading lines somebody wrote for you.
You're 100% reading lines someone else wrote for you. You have a lookable face. You got a face that someone might kiss at a kissing booth. And basically someone decided that we live in a simulation and they're going to pay you billions of dollars to make the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and the Mask
we're talking
and bullshit like that.
Here's the thing.
What are we talking
Hold
about?
on.
We're talking about Jim Carrey. We're talking about Will Smith. We're talking about Joaquin Phoenix. Fucking actors who think what they do is the shit.
Well, okay. Hang on.
Here's
I
the-
won't.
no.
I won't pull back on Will Smith and fucking bullshit.
They're
ass
all
fucking Jim Carrey.
actors.
But Joaquin Phoenix
Oh,
is a good
Joaquin
actor.
Phoenix.
He is a good
Fucking
actor.
Joaquin
Nobody
Schmied.
knew who he was
Yeah,
until he
good
played
acting
a
doesn't mean
retard.
dick. Joaquin Phoenix played the Joker, and then he was like, I would really like to take this time about to talk about stealing cow milk. Like, don't use your platform. Using platforms is stupid. Talk about what the fuck got you there, and then don't talk about anything else because you're stupid. You're a dumb actor. You can barely read, and that's what got you to where you are, because you can barely read, and you read the lines people say for you, and sure, it's an art form, and blah, 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 but I don't give a fuck about any of that. It's all stupid.
And here's another thing that I hate. After they play that role, they don't know how to get out of that role.
No, that was the most cringy thing about, if Will Smith wants to smack a man, just say I wanted to smack a man. Don't be like, I felt the presence of King Richard inside of me, and he protected his family, so I protect my family because I'm basically King Richard now
That's
because
bitch.
I played him in a movie. That's so stupid. You're making what you do important, and it's not that important. People don't think about you all the time. They go and see your movie, they get popcorn, and they might finger blast a girl when they're a teenager. And that's what you do. Your background shit for people to Netflix and
Get
chill,
finger blasted.
and they finger blast, and that's what you do, and that's good, and we need that, and we need that in society. And you play a good role, but know the role that you play. Don't use your platform to talk about bullshit. And I don't care if it's on the right, if it's on the left, if it's about cows, if it's about fucking Ukraine. I don't care anything about it. You're not King Richard. You're not the embodiment of King Richard.
It's like LeBron James talking about politics. Nobody gives a fuck.
Well, now you're being racist. Now you're being racist,
Just fucking
Mike.
play basketball.
Don't
and
tell him to
that's
shut
all.
up. Don't say shut up and dribble. That's not what I'm saying.
I didn't say shut up and dribble. I
But
said
shut
play
up.
basketball.
But shut up and act. And that's directed
same thing.
to any actor.
you just did the same thing.
I didn't. It's different.
It's the
Shut up
same.
and dribble's racist.
I didn't say dribble. I said play basketball.
Playing basketball is a skill.
Yeah.
It's a skill that not everyone could do.
And also, Will Smith in the movie. We were just talking about this last week.
We did, and we supported Will Smith. And I Am Legend was a fucking good movie.
And you know what? For the sake of this podcast, I'm going pro Will Smith.
I would love to see this. I would love to hear
Alright,
the argument.
So number one, him and Jada have been through so much.
They've been through a lot.
Yeah. She's really been through the fucking ringer, hasn't she?
Oh,
Dude.
come on now. We're not going to slut shame
Have,
Adrian.
have you ever seen I Am Legend? Those fucking zombies.
Not to say she was a slut.
She
Hey,
looks
I
like
Am
one of those
Legend.
zombies now.
Okay, now you're on the fast track to get smacked
By
by
who?
Will Smith.
By Will Smith.
Okay,
Hey,
look,
Will Smith has got a list right now.
Will Smith won't
Yeah.
smack me,
He'll smack you.
dude. I will sue him.
He
Chris
smacked
didn't-
Chris Rock.
He didn't need the money. I need the money.
That's true. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Had
Also-
he smacked an up and coming comic, they would have sued.
Yeah.
No, they can't sue. Really, the best thing for our comedy career would be. Sorry, I'm hiccuping. I had too many Miller Lights, but I mean, really, there's no such thing as too many Miller Lights. Drink until you're dead for Miller Lite.
Yeah.
If you're gonna drink yourself to death, it's your first choice right there. If Will Smith opened up my garage and smacked the shit out of us, it'd be the best thing for our careers.
Oh yeah.
100%.
We'd be the people who got smacked by Will
Yep.
Smith.
Yeah, for sure. And that's
Would
not
he get his
that's
ass
not a bad
beat
man to
in
beat.
here? Of course.
I don't know if we could take him.
You don't think you can take him?
I think the three of us could
I think I could take him.
single-handedly.
He's an actor.
He's an actor, but he also
That's like saying Steven Seagal is a mixed martial artist.
He is.
He
He's
is.
not.
He
He's
is.
a-
He
has a
put
black
the
that
belt.
time
stupid
in.
fucking ponytail.
He put the time in, which is something to be said for how pointless actors feel in
Mike,
their
he-
hearts.
he
They
has a
know
black
that they
belt.
have to learn to
In
trade.
what? Acting?
No, and he has a
It's an acting.
a black belt in his own specific.
What?
I'm about to look it
His
up.
own specific martial arts.
Yeah, because that's
Get the
I mean,
fuck out of
that's
here.
a martial art
baller
that
as
no one
fuck.
does.
If
Get
he,
the
does,
fuck
if he
outta
really
here.
did that, if he made his own martial art and he's a black belt in it, respect. I respect.
I could
that.
be a black belt if I make my own martial arts.
I think we should do that. Should we make our own martial
We
art?
should call it the stir fried arts.
Stir fried arts, and we're black belts.
Yeah.
just off the rip.
Yeah, of
'Cause
shit talking.
We're the goats of shit talking.
But we don't even use our fist. We're so good with words that
Got
we
the-
just tear you down.
Wu-Tang style. We got the sharp swords for tongues.
Steven Seagal is a 7th grade black belt in Aikido.
Is that something he made up, or is that a
No,
real thing?
No,
Aikido
Aikido
is
is
shit
real.
like nut punches and eye gouging, which anybody
not.
could do that.
He
It's
fights
not.
dirty.
Or is
He-
that Krav Maga? That might be
That's-
Krav Maga.
He doesn't know what he's talking about. Aikido is a type of disarming martial
So
arts.
he's a black belt in disarming.
He can disarm these nuts off his face after I beat the shit out of him.
I'll
He's
tell you,
bigger than you. He's 6'4".
That's it.
that's tall. That's tall.
Nothing a swift kick to the nuts from the
That's
stir
tall.
fried arts could do.
That's. I mean, I agree with that because I'm in on this stir fried
getting-
arts with you now.
we're getting
and
off
that's what
topic.
We are getting off topic.
Look,
I'll
Will
tell
Smith
you,
is a cuck, and he watches his wife get fucked by other men.
and there's
That's
nothing
what it
wrong with
is.
that. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's not what I'm going off
There
of
is
Will
something
Smith
fucking
for.
wrong with that. You're
no,
less of a fucking man. No, look, here's what it is. Will Smith has built his whole fucking career on being the man. You know, he was the guy in Independence Day. He was the guy in fucking
Pursuit of Happiness was a pretty
Pursuit
good
of
movie.
Happiness was a good
Oh
one.
yeah,
That was a good
I
one.
liked Fresh Prince.
Yeah,
I
Fresh
thought it
Prince.
was good.
Oh yeah. Well, guess what? That guy who you think is so fucking cool and so fucking awesome and shit, he watches his wife get railed by someone else. A guy younger than it was his friend's. It was his son's friend.
How do
And
you
that
know- how
speaks
do you-
more
his
about
mom.
Jada than Will.
Yeah.
I think the enemy here is
speaks
Jada.
speaks to both because he sat there and just let it happen.
We
you
don't know
know
he was
that?
in the room. We don't know he was.
I don't care if he's in
room.
the fucking room. I don't care if he's in
See,
Japan while
what
it
you're
happens.
doing is wrong.
What you're doing is wrong. You are making this into the hey. Leave her pass out of this.
I ain't got no respect.
Leave her pass out of this.
I ain't got no
'Cause
respect
There's
for her.
nothing wrong with that. They're in an open relationship, and there's nothing wrong with
No,
that.
that whole
But
red
what
table
I'm
talk they had,
saying
they were
is-
like, no.
What
we're
I'm
not
saying
swingers.
is, Will Smith was on camera laughing at the joke. He thought it
Right.
was funny
He did think it was funny.
because at the end of the day, he's a broski like any of us.
And that was funny.
No,
it was
he's
a
not.
funny, harmless joke.
It was a harmless joke. She's bald, is she not? Is she
is
not bald?
She's bald.
So Chris Rock,
Cue ball is
who's
what they
going
call it.
around making roasts about people in the crowd, they're sitting front row. You don't sit front row and not expect to be part of the show.
For sure. That's every comic.
That's every comic. They're going to look at who's there and who's popular. She's a celebrity too. Will Smith is a celebrity, but Jada's a celebrity in her own way.
He could have went in so much harder.
He could. He said she looked like G.I. Jane. She's bald.
G.I.
G.I.
Jane's
Jane is
a
bald.
baddie.
And G.I. Jane's hot as shit. I mean, she could have owned it. But instead, she got a stank ass face. Will Smith laughed. And then I don't know if she said something to him or if Will Smith just
She
was
gave him the
knew
look.
I don't know if that was off camera. Did she give him the look?
You can see her making the look.
I saw the head shake and the eye roll.
Well, would have been hilarious if Chris Rock said Wakanda forever. That would have been hilarious.
and just took the charge.
Yeah.
He said Wakanda forever. Took the charge from Will Smith.
Yeah.
There's a lot Chris Rock could have done. And I will say this about Chris Rock. I think people are giving him a lot of shit right now for not fighting back. He was definitely, you could tell where it threw him off his game. He stuttered his way
Yeah,
through
he
that
did.
the rest of that event.
I didn't watch. I just saw the slap, and then I just got smacked by Will Smith.
Yeah, so he said, Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me, which is funny.
Yeah.
It's good. And then Will Smith did the whole keep my wife's name out of your fucking mouth.
Yeah.
He said twice.
He looked like he wanted to cry while he was saying that.
Yeah,
too.
he was very upset, which again, Will Smith, he's acting. He's bringing acting into real life.
Yeah.
Because he thought it was funny. He only didn't think it was funny when Jada didn't think it was funny.
Yeah.
And then he went up and he felt like he had to overcompensate for laughing, so he smacked the shit out of Chris Rock, a guy that weighs half his weight.
And that's pussy.
They're in a
That's
different
what's-
weight class.
What's pussy about it is him laughing and then him defending his wife's honor but against a little person.
Against a comedian, a little person comedian who's known for those type of jokes.
For sure.
It was a bullshit joke, meant nothing. And then he smacked the shit out of him. I think Will looks really bad in this. And
Okay.
anyone who defends Will is a pussy.
Okay, now this is gonna be fun.
Okay.
Who do you think is crazier right now, Kanye West or Will Smith?
I think Will Smith.
I got. You're supposed. I thought you were gonna go Kanye.
I'm not going to say Kanye, although I will say I did watch that Kanye doc. And Kanye, for the first time in my life, I'm going to agree that Kanye's got some shit going on.
So what about you, Adrian? Who are you going, Kanye or Will Smith, for the sake of the argument for this podcast? Because I had wrote down some points for this because I thought we were gonna go battle for this.
Just for you, I'll say Kanye.
Yeah.
Here's what I will say.
You're welcome, big bro.
Kanye is
Giving you that
mentally
alley-oop.
more. He's got more going on than Will Smith mentally.
Wrong.
No, hear me out. But Will Smith is more in his right mind. I don't know if he's bipolar or anything. Kanye is certified bipolar. So when he ramps up and he goes on these tangents, you know what it is. Will Smith, I would argue, is more crazy because he is doing these things in the mindset of like, I'm an important actor and I'm funneling King Richard through my actions, and I'm an actor, and I'm a method actor, and I have to support my family, blah blah blah, and he's
For
just
sure.
doing all this bullshit,
that was one of my
which makes
points.
him more crazy.
Well, yeah,
because he's bought into his own bullshit.
my other point is I feel like somebody's crazier when they're being controlled by. He's basically a puppet.
I think so
Jada's
too. I think
puppet.
Jada is controlling Will Smith.
It's the Charlie Manson thing.
Yeah, she's basically Charlie Manson.
She's the hub of the crazy. She's the brain that goes inside and fucks with Will all day long, and she's like controlling him. Is what she is.
Yeah, I mean, even that whole Red Table Talk thing, Will Smith is the draw of that show. It'd be like if we got a way bigger comic on one of our shows and we just shit on him the whole time. It'd be like, I don't know, like, it's a weird situation. I think Will looks really bad in this. I think Chris Rock looks good. I don't think he could have fought back, because here's another thing about Will. He smacked him and immediately turned around and went
off.
back to his seat, ran off, tail between his legs.
I think the only thing Chris Rock could have done more is if he would have used the stir-fried arts and just went double down on it.
I think he should have doubled down. I really think, and I think he was about to, and you could kind of tell where he was like, his wheels were spinning, and he had so much he wanted to say but didn't.
There was a moment whenever Will Smith says, after he says, I think it's the second time he says, keep my wife's name out of your mouth. You see Chris Rock go like, oh, you can tell he's about to say something he's like, oh yeah. He wants, but then he bites his tongue and then just
which is
moves
crazy
on with the
because,
thing.
I mean, I don't like getting touched in my face. I've
No,
never been
yeah.
slapped by a woman or man.
An open hand slap really
That pisses
is the
you
most
off.
disrespectful thing you can
It's
do
so
to somebody.
disrespectful.
Had it been a punch, for one, I think he would have been carried out of there. I
sure.
think a closed hand is like the police are going to get involved. I think the open hand kept him safe legally, but it also made Chris Rock you can't. He had no option but just to sit there and take an open hand slap.
I don't think my pride could let that happen, but I don't have the richness and the status of a Chris Rock.
Because also think about this, they both have careers. Like if Chris Rock fights back, that means like maybe he won't get hired for the next Pixar movie as being a voice actor, or like some other work.
I think what happened was the best move for Chris Rock. That played out any other way. Let's say Will Smith smacks the shit out of him, turns around, starts walking away. The only thing Chris Rock could have done if he wanted to fight back was run after him and tackle him. Now, if it's a grapple, other producers are involved.
Yeah.
Security is involved. You have to break these two
It's gonna-
A-list celebrities off of each other on live TV.
It's gonna be a Desperate Housewives reunion.
It's going to be ugly.
Yeah.
And it's going to be like he's going to fight back. Chris Rock is going to fight back. They're grappling. People are going to have to break them off. They're going to have to cut to commercial. This was the perfect, it's a quick thing. Will Smith looks like a crazy person. And Chris Rock For one, he strongest chin in the game. Took it like a champ.
He ate that.
He ate it.
Yeah.
Which I think was the best thing he could do. And then he just kept going. I think in hindsight, Chris Rock is going to wish he said more maybe about the whole situation.
That's how it always is. On his drive home, he was like, "Man, fuck Will."
Yeah. I think on his drive home, he's like, fuck him for doing that.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you're going to slap me? You're going to come up and slap? For one, I think the whole thing happened so fast. Chris Rock
it was
never
too
would have
fast.
imagined that Will Smith was going to do that. He probably thought he was going to come up and they were going to do some type of bit. It was going to be cute and it was going to get beef for views. So that's probably what he thought was going to happen. But Will Smith, really such a pussy move, smacked him, turned around and walked away.
That's a long walk too.
It was a long walk.
You know what really pisses me off? That afterwards, women were like, "If my man ain't on that Will shit, then I don't want it." But it's like the only women that are saying that are single because that's bitch shit.
That's so embarrassing. If I'm Jada and I don't know how she feels about this, I got to imagine they fought about this. Because if you think about it, Will
Selfish.
Smith, it looks like a sexist fucking like she's a celebrity too. So Will Smith, by smacking her and being like, "I've got to defend my wife," he's really saying, "You're just my wife. You're not a celebrity. You can't get these jokes. You can't handle these jokes. I have to step in and be the big boy and talk for you." So he kind of made her to be like the submissive, like fucking housewife.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, he gets to step in and look like the fucking man protecting his family.
Yeah.
But it's so whack. Like if that were to happen at a comedy show, a guy who does that is a bitch.
I had a friend text me right after that happened and said that I should stop doing stand-up because now it's going to be okay for people to come up and smack comedians.
I'm not Chris Rock. I'll knock you out.
Yeah, we're fighting.
Yeah, I've got nothing to lose. I'm not in Madagascar.
If somebody walks up to me while I'm on stage, I'm swinging first.
Do I look like I voice a zebra on a Pixar movie?
Yeah.
I don't.
Are you Donkey from Shrek?
Am I Donkey from
It's
Shrek?
not Donkey from Shrek.
Do I have
That's Eddie Murphy?
Do I have a ton of money in my bank account from voicing a cartoon?
I'm doing this for free.
I'm doing this for drink tickets, maybe.
Right.
So what I'm gonna do is, if I even see you come on stage, I'm Spartan kicking you.
Oh, yeah.
Off the stage, because we have the advantage of at least like seeing you get up and come. And then we're on a place where we're already like in front of like a drop off. I'm kicking you right off and making you look like a little bitch. So I dare somebody to come and try to smack me.
Now it's us two on stage together. So
Yeah, I'm never doing stand up by myself again. Me
No.
and Mike, Adrian, I don't know if we've talked about this. Me and Mike combined our stand up sets and we just did it together.
it's pretty awesome.
We did about 30 minutes of just fucking solid comedy.
Are we good on time?
Yeah.
What are we at?
We're at an hour and 7 minutes, which is the exact amount of time which Jada takes to fuck 20-year-olds in front of Will Smith while he jacks off in the corner.
You
like a
don't
little
know
bitch.
that.
You
though.
don't know he's in the corner. You can't be now. Come on, Adrian. You're our
Because
fact guy.
If he was in the corner watching this, why would she bring it up for the world and say that I did this behind your back?
Hey,
I
here's
think what
here's
happened
another
was
thing.
he
Why
knew
did you
about
bring
it.
up?
He knew
I think
about
they're
it.
polyamorous and they both fuck other people, and that's Hollywood,
No,
baby.
no.
But the general public didn't know about this. She was the one who let the cat out of the bag, so now they have to do the whole thing.
You
They
want
have
to
to
know
do the PR thing.
You want to know what's a fact, Cam? Is that on
Give me
their
some
in
facts.
their
Miller Lite is a beer to have.
I'll tell you a fact. If you're gonna drink a beer and you're gonna drink yourself into a place where you're nice and drunk, the only beer that seems to do the trick is Miller Lite.
And
And
that's-
I've been around. I've had other beers. I'm not the type of person to represent a company and put the team on my back without saying that I've tried other stuff. I've tried everything there is.
Right.
And Miller Lite is the only thing that can even give me a buzz anymore.
And that's the podcast.